Good morning, my dear students. In today's class, let us do the revision of Palanquin Barriers, the poem written by Sarojini Naidu. I hope everybody well understood this poem. Okay, in today's class, let us revise a bit the poem Palanquin Barriers written by Sarojini Naidu. Okay, so let us know something about Sarojini Naidu now. Okay, Sarojini Naidu was born on 13th February 1879 and died on 2nd March 1949. Okay, and she is famously called as Nightingale of India. Who gave her this title? Do you remember? Mahatma Gandhi gave her this title, Nightingale of India, and Bharat Kokila was given by Rabindranath Tagore because of her enormous contribution to the field of literature. She was called as Nightingale of India by Mahatma Gandhi and Bharat Kokila by Rabindranath Tagore. Okay, and she got her education, or she educated in Madras, London, and Cambridge. Okay, and she was a political activist as well as the poet, writer, and because of her interest and she was very much attracted towards the ideas of Mahatma Gandhi ji, the Swaraj. Okay, so she was attracted towards it and she joined Indian National Congress, and because of her active participation she became the president of Indian National Congress in the year 1920. Okay, so she was a political activist as well as a poet writer, and she was attracted towards the ideas of Swaraj of Mahatma Gandhi. So that's why she joined Indian National Congress, and because of her active participation she became the president of Indian National Congress in the year 1925. Okay, and her most notable works are Golden Threshold, in the Bazaars of Hyderabad, The Broken Wing, The Bird of Time, and many more, which are her notable works. Golden Threshold, In the Bazaars of Hyderabad, The Broken Wing, and The Bird of Time. Okay, so her contribution to the field of Indian English literature is huge. Okay, this is the introduction of the poet of this poem, Palanquin Barriers, Sarojini Naidu. So now I am going to read the poem once. You have to follow by reading carefully. Okay. Lightly, oh lightly, we bear her along. She sways like a flower in the wind of our song. She speaks like a bird on the foam of a stream. She floats like a laugh from the lips of a dream. Gaily, oh gaily, we glide and we sing. We bear her along like a pearl on a string. Softly, oh softly, we bear her along. She hangs like a star in the dew of our song. She springs like a beam on the brow of the tide. She falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. Lightly, oh lightly, we glide and we sing. We bear her along like a pearl on a string. Okay, now first of all, let us learn the meaning of Palanquin. What do you mean by Palanquin, or what is the meaning of Palanquin? Palanquin means it's like a box-like structure. The people of olden days, like kings or the queens, and the people, they were using this palanquin to travel from one place to another. Okay, so and the barriers means one who carry such type of palanquins are called as barriers. Okay, palanquin barriers. You can see in the picture which is printed in your reader book. Okay, palanquin and the palanquin barriers. Very beautiful pictures is printed there in your reader book. Okay, so in pre-reading task they had given, in the present day brides in India are taken in a decorated car wherever they go. How were the royal brides in the ancient days taken around? As I told you, in olden days the brides, they were moving from one place to another, or whenever they want to travel to some places, they use palanquins. Okay, who do you think took the privilege to escort barriers. Okay, one who carries such type of palanquins are called as the barriers or palanquin barriers, we can say. Last question is, how are the deities in the temple taken in a procession during the festivals? Nowadays you can see in temples the gods or goddesses or the deities, they were taken in a procession in these palanquins, okay, and the people carry both the sides or the four sides or two sides, they were carrying the palanquin, okay, palanquin barriers we can say, okay. In this poem, Palanquin barriers, Sarojini very beautifully described the emotions and the feelings of a bride who is traveling from her father's house to her husband's house after her wedding, after her marriage. She was happy also but sad too. Okay, so her emotions are beautifully described. Along with that, how the barriers singing the song for the sake of the bride sitting inside the palanquin. Okay, all those feelings, all those emotions very beautifully is written in this poem Palanquin Barriers. In the first stanza, the poetess Sarojini very beautifully describes lightly, oh lightly we bear her along. Here the palanquin barriers are singing the song for the sake of the bride who is sitting inside the palanquin. Okay, so what they are singing, how they are singing, lightly, oh lightly we bear her along. We have to carry the palanquin very lightly, very softly. The palanquin is so light because the bride who is sitting inside is so light, and it is not a burden for us to carry such a heavy palanquin. Okay, and they say she sways like a flower in the wind of our song. What is the meaning of sway here? Sway means moving from one side to another, and how they move, or the how the palanquin move from one side to another. She sways like a flower. How the flower moves so gently or flies so gently in the wind. In the same way, the palanquin is moving along with our song. Okay, here the palanquin barriers are singing that the palanquin is so light. Even though it is heavy, they feel it is too light because the bride who is sitting inside the palanquin is so light like a flower. How the flower flies or moves in the wind so gently, in the same way their palanquin is moving one side to another. They say she skims like a bird on the foam of a stream. What does it mean? She skims. So what is the meaning of skim here? Glide smoothly over something. Okay, she moves. How the bird very softly, very swiftly, it touches the foam of the flowing water in the stream and comes back. It touches the foam and moves back again. It plays with it. Okay, so in the same way it skims, means glide very smoothly over something. Here how the bird touches the foam of a stream. Okay, foam means that when the water flows, it touches the foam of the water of the stream and moves back. It plays with it. In the same way, our palanquin is moving. Okay, she floats like a laugh from the lips of a dream. She moves up and down on an even way or even road or uneven road. It moves like a laugh. Okay, how a person or a baby, you can take the example, gives a sweet smile when it sees some dream while sleeping. Here the palanquin is also moving like that. Okay, very softly, very gently the palanquin is moving. Okay, here the palanquin barriers are singing a very beautiful song for the sake of the lady, the bride who is sitting inside the palanquin. They are very happy that they are carrying the bride from her father's house to her in-laws house after her wedding. Okay, and they were singing themselves that we have to move very gently, very carefully, because the bride is so precious who is sitting inside the palanquin. So they had given so many comparisons here. They compared it to a very slowly moving flower in the wind. They compared it to the bird of a stream and flies back, and they also compare it to the very beautiful smile of a baby or a person, one who gives smile if they see any dream in their sleep. Okay, so this is the explanation of first stanza actually. Second stanza. Gaily, oh gaily, we glide and we sing, we bear her along like a pearl on a string. Softly, oh softly, we bear her along. She hangs like a star in the dew of our song. Here, gaily means happily. Okay, so they are singing here like gaily. We are very happy that we are carrying the bride. Okay, in most difficult pass, the rough pass or uneven pass, they are carrying the palanquin along with the bride, but still they are very happy to carry the bride, and they say we sing a song for her because we are very happy. Why they are happy? Because they say here we bear her along like a pearl on a string. We are carrying her like a pearl on a string. How the string carries a pearl, like that we are carrying our most precious bride in the palanquin here. Okay, string is a palanquin here and pearl is the bride. Okay, we bear her along like a pearl on a string. That means she is very precious. Okay, softly, oh softly, we bear her along. Very softly we are carrying her along with us because she hangs like a star in the dew of our song. Dew means here condensed drops of water. Okay, early in the morning you can see such dew drops on the petals of the flowers or on the leaves. Okay, she hangs like a star, and when the sun rays falls on such dew drops, it shines. It shines so beautifully. It looks so beautifully. So here she is compared. She hangs like a star in the dew of our song. So our song is like a dew drop, and she shines sitting inside the palanquin. So here very beautifully she is compared to the pearl or to the dew drops here by Sarojini Naidu. Okay, so in the second stanza, Sarojini Naidu very beautifully tells us the feelings of the palanquin barriers, and they compare her to the pearl on a string as well as the dew drops which shines when the sun rays falls on it. It means she is so precious for us, and she is so valuable for us, and she is like a star to us. They sing here. Okay. Paragraph number 3, stanza number 3. She springs like a beam on the brow of the tide. She falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. Lightly, oh lightly, we glide and we sing. We bear her along like a pearl on a string. Okay, she springs means here she jumps like a beam on the brow of the tide. Okay, here the beam means here the sun rays which falls on the tide or the waves, how it shines. Their palanquin is also moving like that, and she falls like a tear from the eyes of a bride. Our palanquin is also moving like how the tear falls down from her cheeks through from her eyes. In the same way, their palanquin is also moving. They say here, lightly, oh lightly, we glide and we sing. Very lightly we are taking her in these rough paths or the hilly areas if they walk or and all rough paths or rough ways. Very lightly we are carrying her along. With that we are singing because we bear her along like a pearl on a string. She is very precious for us like a pearl on a string. So that's why in rough paths also or uneven road also we are taking her very carefully. Here the bride is sad because she is leaving her parents' house and going to her in-laws' house. She is happy too, but here the palanquin barriers tells us that we are taking her very carefully, even though the palanquin is very heavy, but still we are taking her very gently, very happily. Along with that we are singing a song for the bride who is sitting inside. So here in this poem, the poetess Sarojini Naidu very beautifully describes the emotions and the feelings of the bride and the palanquin barriers as well. So now students, let us go questions. Here, your first question is, the palanquin barriers carry the bride dash. The palanquin barriers carry the bride dash. Your options are like a flower, like a bird, or lightly. How they carry the palanquin? The palanquin barriers carry the bride so lightly. Okay, the palanquin barriers carry the bride so lightly here. Okay, and your second question is, the bride is compared to a bird because she can float like a bird, she can skim like a bird, or she is as light as a bird. Which is the answer here? Third one is the answer. She is as light as a bird. The bride is compared to a bird because she is as light as a bird which skims on the foam of the water. It just touches the foam of the water and flies back. Okay. Here, your third question is, name the poet of the poem. Is the poet of the poem Palanquin Barriers, the poem written by Sarojini Naidu. Poem written by Sarojini Naidu. Okay, and your fourth question is, mention the two titles of the poetess Sarojini Naidu. She got two titles, right, because of her enormous contribution to the field of literature. One is the Nightingale of India, and other one is Bharat Kokila. And here the Nightingale of India, Mahatma Gandhi had given her the title Nightingale of India, and Rabindranath Tagore had given her the title as Bharat Kokila because of her enormous contribution to the field of Indian English literature, children. Okay. So, your first question here is, the palanquin barriers carry the bride so lightly. Second one is, the bride is compared to a bird because she is as light as a bird. And the name, the poet of the poem, Sarojini Naidu. And the two titles of the poetess Sarojini Naidu, the Nightingale of India and Bharat Kokila. Okay. So, in this poem we have learned how the poetess Sarojini Naidu very beautifully described the emotions and feelings of the bride as well as the barriers who carried that palanquin along with the bride. I hope everybody understood this poem well. Okay, and this poem is there for memorization. You have to memorize it fully. Thank you.